Hello, this is Photography Gamer, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Yakuza Kiwami for the PS4. The game is also available on the Xbox One and Microsoft Windows. Yakuza Kiwami is an action-adventure game developed by Sega. The game is a remake of the first game in the Yakuza series. The story revolves around Kazuma, who takes the responsibility for a murder committed by his brother Akira. After a stint in prison, you're released to find Nishikiyama is now a Yakuza boss. Not easy to say that one. Yumi is his childhood friend, she's also missing, and due to 10 billion yen being stolen, a full-scale war erupts between the Yakuza clans. That's the basic premise of the story, but things get a lot more complex the further you progress. So what is the game like to play? Well, for anyone who's played a Yakuza game before, it's more of the same. It's a mixture of arcade-style combat, lots of dialogue and cutscenes, all stitched together by some excellent mini-games. You'll get involved in street fights, go bowling with your friends, pop into a restaurant for some sushi, or kill some time in the karaoke bars. The combat features 4 fighting styles that can be freely switched between during combat, ranging from brawler styles to the quick and agile rush technique or the heavy attacks of beast style. It's a very user-friendly system, and once you get to know the buttons, it's really great fun. Every time you win a fight, you earn experience which can be used to obtain upgrades such as an improved health bar or new techniques. You don't have to spend your money on upgrades if you don't want to. If you'd rather go to some karaoke or just gamble it all away, everything is possible. But for me, the strongest point of Yakuza Kiwami is the story and the narrative. But be warned, it's very heavy on the dialogue, and if that's not your cup of tea, you'll probably struggle here. Personally, I enjoyed the rich narrative, and it gives you a lot of time to get to know the characters and care about their journey. It's not all talk, and the fighting system breaks up the narrative nicely, as do the mini-games, but I'd say the majority of the game experience is spent within dialogue-driven sections. Graphically, the game has improved since its original release, but it's still a little bit dated in terms of its presentation. It has that old gaming style, it has like a blocky character model type of visual. But generally, the visuals look okay. They look, they're higher standard than they were back in the day, but they're not up to 2020 standards. But saying that, the cutscenes look amazing. They've really done them well, and the characters, the way they kind of express their emotions, is pretty realistic actually. In terms of audio, it's a solid experience. The standout though has to be the voice acting, and the Japanese voice actors convey all the emotions in each scene in a flawless way. The music is a bit of a cheese fest, and the sound effects are kind of classic old Sega stuff that they've probably got in the archives, but they fit the era when the game came out, so you can't really complain about that. Okay, what's good and what's bad? What's good? The story is well written and the voice acting is superb. The combat system is user friendly and fun to use. You'll never get bored with an abundance of mini games available to you, and it's a decent sized game with a strong story, interesting characters and an enjoyable gameplay loop. What's bad? Some parts of the game feel a little bit dated, such as the graphics and some of the audio work. The dialogue sections do go on a bit at times, and it's a very slow paced experience with lots of fetch quests that can get a little bit tedious. So what is the verdict? Yakuza Kiwami is much like any other game in the Yakuza series. It's got a strong narrative story which is well voice acted, the combat is fast and fun, the mini-games give you a nice break from the dialogue, and it's a good game on the whole. But like all the other Yakuza games I've played, eventually it does get a bit tiring, and the slowness of proceedings starts to make your interest wane a little bit. Like, it's not a game I'd recommend playing if you've just played Yakuza 0, as it is very similar. But if you break them up a bit, like have a couple of months in between, you'll enjoy the experience more. But don't expect anything radically different from one game to the next, it's very much more of the same. But saying that, it's well made, it's got lots of content, and it's got a good amount of depth to the story and the gameplay. So with all that being said, my score for Yakuza Kiwami is 8 out of 10. Okay, that was the review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. This is Photography Gamer, signing off. Thank you.